Sit back and relax. That's right. You're listening to the Bob and Katie Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob. We are here in Myrtle Beach in the belly of the beast, Apocalypse Comics, with owner Chad Hudson.
How's everybody doing?
You gonna wait for him to answer? Or,
We're fine.
All right, so we've been talking about it for the past, 4... Jesus, you're so freaking close to me. 4 or 5 episodes. We're going to be doing Free Comic Book Day, our first appearance where we talk to people. I guess it's going to be the second now because we're
here
doing this surprise thing. So, Chad.
This is your cameo.
Tell us about Free Comic Book Day. What do we got going on?
Man, Free Comic Book Day is crazy. We're literally giving away over a ton of comics. The pallet that arrived was 2,200 pounds. So, it's like it's a little over 15,000 books. We,
literally a ton.
Literally a ton.
Literally.
There's no joking in that. And one guy had to unload all of it, poor fella, cause we was going to MegaCon.
Oh my gosh. Poor guy.
There'll be all kind of stuff going on. We'll have people here as superheroes, the Mystery Machine will be here.
I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, I know. We've got.
I'm sorry. I'm really excited.
Yeah, we've got a video game tournament this year for Super Smash Brothers. First time we're ever doing that. We have tons of things for kids. We have a great artist this year, Bud Root. He owns Amarillo Entertainment. He does Cave Woman, which is a cult classic, been around forever. We've got Rich Molinelli. He's done a lot of Star Wars stuff. He's done some Darkwing Duck. He does most of your collector cards that you get, like the sets of Star Wars cards. Or
he does Darkwing Duck.
Cool.
Yeah, he's done.
You just completely got her attention. She was sitting there staring out in space for a second. Oh, Darkwing Duck!
I love Darkwing Duck.
What? Oh yeah, dude, Darkwing Duck is awesome. There'll be face painting, for the kids and for the grown-ups too.
She's gonna want to get
I think, yeah.
I'm
sure.
so excited.
There's gonna be these guys named Bob and Katie there with their show. I hope that all goes really well.
Who are they?
Yeah.
There was
Nobody's.
Man, there was this person on the internet that said
A person on the internet.
He had a great voice. Remember that?
Oh my god.
Sent me some hearts and stuff. We did find out that the lawgiver was a lady, which I don't think made things any better.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of hearts this past week.
You did get a lot of hearts.
I got a ton of hearts. If you listen to the episode, you know what we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
So go back.
You're gonna get even more hearts now.
I know. I've been getting hearts in my inboxes on my Facebook page from everybody, males,
I got
females.
some hearts too.
Did you?
I got some hearts too. So
Do I need to stab somebody?
No, it was from my aunt.
That's fine.
Cause somebody out there loves me too.
I feel left out. I got no hearts.
So we want you to
Somebody
go
needs to send Chad some hearts.
Apocalypse Comics Facebook page and load it up with hearts.
You got that right. And then come to Free Comic Book Day.
I'll
Saturday,
say,
May
yeah,
2nd.
come in person and bring some hearts.
If someone brings me a heart in real life, not a real heart, I don't want like a deer
Like
heart.
a human heart. Oh,
A
I was
cooler, like a cooler with a human heart. in
Somebody's
it.
gonna set a cooler down on the table and just walk away.
like, I have no hearts, but how about a kidney?
With the whole
We got-
creepy stare.
we got people
I love
coming
you,
in.
Bob.
Here we go, customers. We're gonna see how this turns out. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you guys
How you
doing
guys
today?
doing?
Good. Yes, ma'am. If I can help y'all with anything at all, y'all just let one of us know.
Wow. Deadpool.
Okay. Cool. Got
How old is he? 9. Yeah.
Not quite ready. Not quite ready.
He says, I'm
for
gonna
the
be
Merc
10.
with a
I'm
mouth.
gonna be 10 soon. I'm getting all the Deadpool
I'm
comics.
getting all the Deadpool comics.
Count all those weeks and days.
Okay, so before I interrupted us, started talking about hearts and lawgivers and ladies, and where are we at?
Free comic book day.
Free Comic Book Day, May 2nd,
Yep,
North
starts at
Myrtle
10,
Beach.
10 a.m. in the morning.
The second largest comic book store.
Yeah, we're the second largest store in the state.
And, who
we're
In the
cares?
state.
In the
Yes,
state.
ma'am. We sure
What did
are.
I say? The town?
I think so.
Yeah, state.
Yeah.
And who cares about that first one?
Yeah.
It's probably,
We're
they
definitely
probably-
the largest store in the town, that's for sure.
They probably got crappy service anyways. So you're doing the Smash Brothers tournament?
Yeah, it's the first time we've ever done a massive video game tournament. This game is immensely popular right now. It is so popular, considering this played on the GameCube and stuff, that it is just unreal.
I never had a GameCube.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
I never did either, so don't feel bad. I stopped at PlayStation 2.
I had
Wah, wah, wah.
everything growing up. I used to sell candy at school so that I could buy video games and stuff. Like, my parents never did it for me. They did buy me a couple things, but like everything that I had was because I went to school as a 12-year-old and hustled.
Hustler, baby.
That's right. Get your hustle on, Bob. You know you need this candy now, kid.
Open up your jacket. Like, I got blow pops for a quarter.
Blue pops for a quarter.
I ended up getting busted. I sold, I think, 200 Pixie Sticks to a kid for $20. And ended up being some kid that wasn't allowed to have sugar. And his parents just freaked out.
Oh.
And he rolled me. He did it.
He did it.
He did it.
Threw you right under the bus.
And I was like, I don't know where that money's at. It was in my sock. I knew better. As soon as I collected money at school, it went right in my sock.
That is great.
I'm sure nobody wants to fish in a middle school aged boy's sock.
No.
Give me that flyer.
That's disgusting. Why did you take his flyer?
Because I can't remember what we told him we were going to do.
We were talking about Super Smash Brothers.
Oh,
Yeah, we were.
Okay. Super Smash Brothers.
Pretty cut and dry. It's a $15 buy-in for the tournament. There's a cash prize.
Is it just one grand prize, or is it gonna be like?
No, it'll be
first,
split up top
okay.
three. Yeah.
Okay.
If we have enough of people, we'll have to break it down into the top four just to make
Okay.
sure the proper prizes to give out. They pay $15. It covers your lunch for the day. I mean, we'll be selling.
Nice.
We'll be selling food that day as well: popcorn, cotton candy, hot dogs. All the good, happy, free comic book day stuff. So. I need to get some kind of branding thing where I can brand Free Comic Day on all the weenies of the hot dogs.
Oh my god!
He's doing Sharpie.
Yes.
You know they have food
they
markers.
have food markers, yeah.
Like it's
Food
like
marker.
it's a marker that you can use to write on.
You got a ton of people walking around here that have somebody sit out there and just sign hot dogs for like 2 hours.
You want your hot dog signed? Zip? Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness!
You okay with that? That make you uncomfortable?
No.
What else we got going on, man? Face painting, we talked about that. Katie's excited.
I am so getting my face painted.
So,
Chichester!
you guys coming here being all loud and stuff? Good, God almighty.
What's up? No, you fine, bro. You fine. Hey, sweetie, how you doing today? I ain't seen you in a long time. Can I have a hug? Oh, thank you so very much. It's so good to see you. You getting so
What's your
big.
name? What's your name? What's up? Natalie?
That's a very pretty name.
Do you want to come say hi to all the people, Natalie?
You're scaring her, putting her on the spot.
Okay, so what the Bob and Katie show will be doing, we're going to be doing the zombie walk contest. I think that's going to be great. I hope
I
we
know.
have people show up as zombies, so that'll make it even better.
Well, if they show up in costume, they get a free trade paperback or a hardcover, so hopefully you will.
All right.
I have I've got that mask that came in the book with Batman. So if I put that on, do I get a... You know what I'm talking about.
You don't have it on right now?
The owl mask?
I don't know. I walk around wearing it every day. Freak people out. The owl mask, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
What does that have to do with zombies?
He just said if you came wearing a costume.
Oh.
I'm trying to get free
say
stuff.
costume. That would be so weird. Hey guys, guess I've got one on. You want to see?
Oh my goodness.
Crazy Laws. We're going to do Crazy Laws, which reverts back to episode number 1. Yes?
Yeah, I think so.
Episode number 1
Yeah.
of the Bob and Katie show. So if you guys want to play that, I would go listen to that episode so you can know the answers. We're going to do a superhero super quiz, and I could be mistaken, but I think we might be doing one of those tonight.
Well,
I'm mistaken.
I have a quiz, yes. Let's not jump the gun now.
All right, we're going to be doing superhero impressions.
Doing.
I think that's going to be one of my favorites because
Yes.
we're not going to let people know. We're just going to go, hey, we want some people for the next game. And when they come up, we're going to be like, give us your best impression of this character. So,
Like everybody at the
hopefully-
same time,
Yeah.
like...
Flatulence man.
Flatulence man. We're not going to make up it.
It's gonna be made up superheroes.
Made up superheroes. And then a game that I am super excited about, that's called Bob and Katie, or Bob or Katie.
Bob
Or
or
is
Katie.
it Katie or Bob?
Bob or Katie, yeah.
So what this game is going to be
Hey, how y'all doing today?
is we're going to give a situation that one of us did in real life, and the contestants have to go, is that Bob or is that Katie? So I think do you want to give one away?
No.
You don't give any away?
That sounds too good. I might keep it sealed.
Yeah, we're not giving it away. You have to
It's
come and
pretty
find
good.
out.
Like, everybody's
you have
going
to
to
come and
find
find
out
out and play.
how rowdy this girl really is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm a perfect angel. Did you talk about the Mystery Machine?
Maybe.
Maybe.
We talked about it. I think we talked about that when we were, setting up.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
was when we were talking about it. But the Mystery Machine will be here.
Again, I'm so excited.
I think that's it.
Is that everything?
That's everything.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's a day long thing, and I mean, we got bouncy houses for kids. We're gonna have games for kids, so forth.
Something
and so on.
for everyone.
Something for everyone.
That is not everything. We didn't talk about the free comics.
Yes, he did.
It is
He talked
free.
about the.
He said they had there's like a bunch of comic books over here, but we don't. Do you know anything that's coming out? Like,
There's Secret Wars 0 coming out, which is huge. That's Marvel's big event that they've got coming up. Actually, it starts the week after Free Comic Book Day. It's basically colliding the Marvel universe into one cognitive universe. So whatever they want to make a movie out of, they have the characters to do it with.
That's pretty.
It's pretty
that
smart.
sounds intense.
Yeah,
there's going to be a Fight Club too, right? Isn't there a
yes,
Fight Club?
There's a Fight Club comic.
Yeah, Fight Club.
Yeah.
The first rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club.
That's right, unless it's in a comic book.
This one instance is okay.
So if we read that book, are we allowed to come in and talk about it?
Sure. We've got a Fight Clubber here, people.
There's going to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic.
Yes, there's a TMNT.
We got to get that for our nephew.
DC's got their big they have the story going on now. Convergence, their free comic book day book is Divergence, which is a direct tie-in to this huge story they've got going on. And there's, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's a little over 50-something books this year that'll be available.
Wow.
We do one thing that most other stores don't do at all.
We do.
We do.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, all
So
the
we
time.
do one thing.
That's right.
All
I didn't
right.
even think about
Everybody
that.
do-doos.
Everybody do.
Even the pretty girls.
Every opportunity I have to talk about bowel
Do-do.
movements and stuff, I jump all over it. All right, go ahead. What do you do here that other people
Doesn't
don't
really talk
do?
about bowel movements.
I let people get one of every comic until they're gone.
Really?
Most stores limit you at 3 to 5.
Uh-huh.
I had
Most
to go
stores-
to 3 different stores
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah,
and
most
didn't get them all.
stores make you purchase something before you can get the free comics. It's like this. It's a free comic book day. You should be able to walk in this store and get one of every book that's available until they run out.
Awesome.
I mean, and
I've been bragging about, I didn't even tell you about this.
Yeah.
I was like, if I'm working the show, I'm damn sure getting one of every book. That's happening. But now I'm not special
You
anymore.
mean you were going to ask very nicely?
he
if
would have
you
had a
could
bag
have.
set to the side.
I was going to be here for 5 hours. I'm sure I could sneak
Yeah,
around.
I'm sure.
Just grab one
Why,
every now and
why
then.
can't you just be nice and go, please?
But I have when we have the setup here in the store with all the free comics on, I have 2 guys inside of the proverbial cube that we call it. They get the people put their books in a free comic day bag. We staple it shut, so they can walk around the store and continue shopping.
I get
Don't
it.
have to worry about anything, and most people leave happy. I mean, you can't. I've never had no one complain unless they were slack and didn't get up here on time. Is really what it boils down to.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be very fun. I'm so excited.
How many people are you expecting?
We see on an average between 500 to 700 people. Usually,
So-
the day when we go to open that morning at 10, the last 2 years in a row, there was a little over 120, 130 people standing in line waiting to get in here.
That's what I'm talking
It is
about.
it is an absolute madhouse, and it's almost hard to contain that first 2 hour rush of people because it's like at one point in time last year,
Chaos.
It was chaos. At one point in time last year, I had a guy who was just doing nothing but counting people, and there was 100 people within my store.
Like inside the 4
Inside.
walls.
What's the fire code limit?
I'm sure it's probably.
Hey, free comic book day don't know no fire codes, bro.
Oh yeah, that
We're
happened.
rebels here.
That's
I
right.
was-
Without a clue.
I was at a store last year where it was much smaller than this one, and they reached a point where it was too much. So you had to stand there and wait for somebody to come out of the store to go back in. So
Yeah, we have a pretty good flow because what ends up happening with where we set our tables up at in here, they directly come immediately when they come in the front door. As soon as they get past the register, they're at the free comics.
Yeah.
So
they're going to be inside the store.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So they'll make their round around the table. My guys keep them in pretty single file. Most of the time, when most people get their bags, they'll walk outside to their car, drop the bags off, then check out everything else that's going on, and so works pretty good.
Awesome.
And of course, we'll be having sales that day. I'll have all kind of stuff outside under one of the tents on the sidewalk for sale and everything. You know, it's a crazy day. It's by far one of the best sales days we have. But the fact of the matter that this thing has grown from just being a free comic book day to what it actually is a national event now.
Yeah.
Most major news networks even mention the fact of, hey, free comic book day is coming up. Check with your local retailers or whatever, you know, so forth and so on. So it's just cool. And like I said, the only thing that sucks about free comic book day is unfortunately nothing of free comic book day is free for me.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, I never thought about that. I listened to another podcast where one of the people owns the comic book store, but he's the manager. And then it never registered to me that you have to pay a fee for all of these books.
Yep.
So that's pretty awesome that you take that. I don't know if it's a gamble. I mean, it's got to pay off for it at some extent.
It's 100% gamble. Your hope is to double whatever money you have invested in Free Comic Book Day just off of pure sales from the day.
Yeah.
It can happen. It cannot happen. You just really don't know. But I've noticed over the course of the years, I mean, I've been doing Free Comic Book Days for going on 10 years now. You generally gain over the course of a year about 20 new customers.
Well, so people come out and it's like, it's become more of like a celebration of comic books.
Correct.
It's an event. It's more than just, hey, come get some free books.
Yeah, because when it first started, it was really designed for stores in major cities to help with literacy. Mm-hmm. It's what Free Comic Book Day was actually originally thought of to be, to go into schools and to go into the libraries. After the first 2-3 years of it, it turned into a phenomenon. Mm-hmm. And all the retailers realized, like, okay, this is a company who's never put out a book that's been really good. We put a book out on Free Comic Book Day, and now there's 100,000 people that want to read this book.
Yeah.
Because they never knew of our company.
Nice.
They never knew of anything we done. We took the initiative to spend the money to do a Free Comic Day book, and it pays off for some of these smaller, like, distributors and stuff like that. But when it comes back to the whole event itself, it went from being this small little thing that we're trying to get started, and, you know, retailers started having like in your major cities, 1,000 and 2,000 and 3,000 people coming to their stores on this one single day.
Yeah.
Just to potentially, hopefully get a couple of free items. And that's just crazy.
I would be scared as an owner. I have a temper. Like, I've got anger problems. You would agree?
I'm pleading the fifth.
I have a temper problem. So I think my problem would be if I spent all the money on this huge stack of comic books you got here, and like someone came in and kind of like was just, some people come in and they're rude.
Oh, yeah.
They're just like, I'm here for the free books. That's it. You know, and like they'll tell their kids, oh, don't grab nothing off that shelf. We're just getting the free ones. Let's go. And I don't know that I don't know that I could not say anything.
I see it happen every year. That's one of the reasons why I let people get one of everything. Because it makes you feel not obligated to buy something, but to the point of where I just walked out of here with almost 60 free books in this bag. I'm going to buy something from this guy's store.
You know, I didn't think about that, but like last year when I had to jump stores to try to get everything I wanted, if I would have gotten everything from one store, I probably would have spent more time there and maybe spent a little more money.
Absolutely correct, because the only people that don't generally get one of everything are people that start struggling after about 3 or 4 o'clock. Because once it hits about 3 or 4, we've done seen 400 people, 500 people already. And then you've got the guys coming in at like 4 and 5 for the free books. Well, you should have been here when there was, you know, the other 400 or 500 people were passing through the doors to get their stuff. But, you know, once again, it's like I said, I don't want to go nobody into buying nothing with it being basically set up as a day for them to come in and experience comics if they've never even experienced them before. I mean, I've had people who's walked in here and I hadn't walked in the store in 10, 15 years. They come in on Free Comic Book Day. They may not get one of every book. They pick up 1 or 2 books that interest them. I've seen them walk out to their cars, sit in the car and read the book, and walk back in here and buy 10 Avengers comics or 10 Batman books. You know?
And yeah, I'm sure they're probably more likely to come back.
Yeah, and I mean, we have my guys, we try to give really good customer service anyway. You can't make everybody happy, but I do have a rule in my store, the customer is never right. And, you know,
the customer is never right.
The customer is never right. But, you know, I've never really had any problems with any customers, coming in on the day. Everybody leaves pretty happy. And that's the main thing. But the biggest thing is that their kids are happy. and they're all about, they're like, I want to go here. I want to go here. I want to go here, you know, and there's people that come, I have people that come from Florence and Charleston that don't go to their local stores for Free Comic Book Day because they can go and get 4 or 5 books, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got to leave and come back again and or go like you said, go somewhere else. They'll drive the hour and 45 minutes, hour and a half. I have some people that come from 2 hours away just so they know they can come somewhere, leisurely get all their stuff, shop what they want to shop, and kids can play outside in the parking lot.
Oh, you're going to have bouncy houses. I don't think you said that a while ago. There's going to be bouncy houses.
Yeah, there'll be bouncy houses. There'll be a Spider-Man and a Disney princess one. So,
and he said you could get in it.
What?
Yeah.
It'd be the first ever Bob and Katie bounce off.
I think I could bounce if I just fell down. I'm pretty sure. I think my favorite part so far about doing this podcast in here is like you have a lot of customers walking around right now, and if you look up every now and then, they just kind of go, it's like glare at you like, they're walking around like, what in the hell is going on in here right now? Why are these people just sitting here talking into these microphones? It's the Bob and Katie Show.
Dun, dun, dun.
Self-promotion. I don't care. I got some questions for you.
Talk to me, Daddy.
What's it like to own a comic book store? Because I could think of, I want to own one, but I come in here and I see like
I could read all the comic books I want.
My store would go under because all I would do is just sit around and read everything and not order more books, or it would be bad. Week 1, Bob's Comics goes under.
You really have to approach it. You have to lose a lot of your collector fanboy stuff a little bit because you have to come biased to a lot of stuff you sell. Because I can't have a $10,000 book walk in the door and me want to keep it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. Running the store is fun. I've been doing this stuff for 20 years. I've been in this industry. The store's been open almost 10 years. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, but I owned a major commercial contracting business. I worked in 32 different states before I started doing this.
Oh, wow.
And it was nowhere near as stressful as it is running this store. And I had crews of 15 and 20 people. And it's nowhere near as stressful as running this store because what's good today is not good tomorrow. But what's bad today in 3 months is getting a TV show or a movie made out of it, and it's gold.
Yeah.
I mean,
Preacher, Outcast, Walking Dead.
Like the prime example I love to use, Incredible Hulk 271 is the first appearance of Rocket Raccoon in comics. I have sold more copies of that book over the past 20 years for $1, $2, $3, because nobody's ever cared about Rocket Raccoon.
Until they make the movie.
That movie came out. How much does that comic book go for now?
If you have a CGC graded, the last 2 CGC graded 9/8 we have, I got $1,000 a piece for.
Holy crap.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
And it's like Iron Man 304 and 305. They're nothing books, but they're $30, $40 a piece now. It's the first Hulkbuster armor. And I mean, it's just things like that. You never know now. Mm-hmm. And you can't keep up with everything.
I'm really trying to talk Katie into letting me get the Invincible Iron Man 55. I think I could probably get my hands on one for around $500.
You want me to hurt your head, Bob?
What's that?
I have a 9.6.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
In the store somewhere?
No, it's mine. It's the only thing I kept out of all my personal stuff was my run of Iron Man. I have he's my favorite character. And
I love Iron Man.
That's right.
I don't even care about Iron Man.
But yeah, it's
I love Iron Man.
It's my number 1's a 9.4 and my 55's a 9.6.
Oh my gosh.
Which are really the only 2 major books out of the whole run that really
matters.
matters.
The first appearance of Thanos.
Yeah, that 9.6 is probably around about a $5,000 book.
Really?
Yeah. 9/8 I've seen sell for upwards of $10,000. Well, it's the first Thanos.
You just keep on.
And it's the first Drax. So with Thanos being in all,
I haven't looked it up since the Drax movie came out.
Yeah, well, with it being the first Drax and the first Thanos, and Thanos going to be involved in everything from here until 2019,
I should have bought it
2020.
2-3 years ago. I should have got it.
Yeah, because you've been talking about it for years.
It took when the first Avengers movie come out, and he appeared in it. That book almost quadrupled in value overnight. Literally, and setting all jokes aside.
Oh my gosh.
So my next question for you was, do you have anything at your house that you're not going to sell?
No, there's nothing. I don't. The only things I really look. If somebody offered enough money, I'd sell them that Iron Man stuff. But it's gonna take money.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing in this store that I won't sell are my neon signs that sit on top of my bookcases because they're all gifts from friends and they're so hard to find.
Yeah.
But I think the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, said it best. Everybody's got a price. Somebody's got to pay.
Do you have anything else you want to get out about the store, Free Comic Book Day?
Yeah, there's a couple of things I would like to give the shout out about the store here. We are the second largest store in the state, like we talked about earlier. Definitely the largest store on the Grand Strand. Mm-hmm. I'm the state's leader in import items as far as it goes with manga, all import toys, whether it's from Figure Arts, the SH Figure Arts, Play Arts, most of your anime figures and everything. We offer one of the best subscription services around that tiers anywhere from 10% off to 20% off. It goes towards like anything you buy in the store pretty much. And it's kind of like this. We carry the largest selection of trade paperbacks, hardcovers, manga, new comics, and action figures in probably about 150, 200 mile radius of here.
And the manga is the one that you read like backwards, right?
Yes, that's all you're
I don't think I could do that.
Well, Bob, you have a hard time reading forward, so reading backwards is going to kill you.
All right, and we're done. Why did you look at that? Stop reading stuff. I'm going to throw it out there.
Maybe I have stuff I want to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
See, you guys take over.
I'm taking it. All right, it's yours. Do it.
Well, I have a quiz for you two comic book lovers.
I had it. That was like the perfect segue into my news story, and we're going to ruin it with the quiz. So let's do the quiz.
I have a quiz for you two. It's just random questions.
They're going to keep score?
Yeah, I'll keep score. You can't read it.
I'm just sharing the mic.
Oh, that was slick. That was slick.
You need to back off. I don't think they're hard questions.
So got what's the concept of the game? What are we going to do?
They're multiple choice.
Do we both get to answer the question?
Yeah, you both of you answer the question with what you think is right.
I think I'm going to keep score. Because
you want to keep score? Okay.
I don't trust you.
All right, you can.
And you
keep
might
score.
want to keep score because I'm a cheat.
Hey, it's all good.
It's like 10 questions.
Okay.
So, number 1. What year was the first modern comic book printed?
Okay.
It's multiple choice, right?
Yeah, A, 1917, B, 1925, C, 1933, or D, 1938.
There's definitely something about 1933.
I think it's 1925. I believe 1925 was when they compiled The Yellow Kid.
Okay, well, we're going to go with 1925.
Are you agreeing with him? You can have a different answer.
Yeah, but I mean, why would I?
Because you're both wrong.
Oh, 1933?
It's 1933.
Man.
And I can even tell you about it. I have
Now, wait a minute. When you said modern age comic, did you mean comic that went from panel to panel, or the first time they compiled comic strips into a comic?
Now you're putting her on the spot, man. I think she just kind of read it and threw it.
Well, no, reason I asked, because the first comics that were ever printed were newspaper strips that they collected and put into a book.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. This is where I got my information. This is what it said. In 1933...
Could possibly be wrong.
Yeah.
It's the internet.
If it's on the internet, it must be true.
It must be true.
I did my best to do my research on the internet. I can't say 100%,
We'll take your word for it.
This is what this thing says, and it says in 1933, publishers at Eastern Color Press, looking for a way to make better use of their printing equipment which frequently sat idle between jobs, came up with the idea of printing an 8-page comic section that would be folded down from the large broadcast sheet into a smaller 9 by 12 inch format.
That's what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The result was the first modern comic book containing reprints of newspaper comic strips. This experimental comic book, titled Funnies on Parade, was given away for free. It proved so popular, however, that the following year, Eastern published Famous Funnies and took the bold step of selling the comic for 10 cents through chain stores. The enterprise was a smash.
Step.
Yeah. You have to think in 1933, 10 cents was a lot.
A couple candy bars and a Coca-Cola.
Right?
The Enterprise was glass bottles back.
The Enterprise was a smashing success, and Eastern began churning out numerous comic books on a monthly basis. Other publishers eager to get in on the profits soon jumped on the bandwagon, and the comic book industry was born.
So in other
That was
words,
my
in
information.
1933, they reprinted a bunch of stuff and put it in a book and put it out for free, and then a year later they sold it for 10
They're like,
cents.
hey, this is popular. We can make money off of this. Yeah. So,
Okay, so
Why
we're
can't
keeping
Free
score.
Comic Book Day work that way?
You know, Power Rangers came out last year for Free Comic Book Day, and it's still selling on eBay right now for like $5.
like
Are
the
you
free one?
serious?
Yeah, the
That
free
is
one.
crazy.
Wow.
I
dude.
thought about selling mine, but I was like, I like it too much.
Go
Wow.
Power Rangers.
All right. Question number 2. What is Peter Parker's middle name? A. William. B. James. C. Benjamin. D. Lee.
I think it's Benjamin.
Benjamin?
What do you think?
What were they again?
William, James, Benjamin, Lee.
Can I, what is it called? I want to ask the audience. Can I do that?
This is not.
You're not going to stop me. Does anybody know Peter? Yeah, phone a friend. What do you got? Peter Parker's middle name? Benjamin. I'm going to go with Benjamin too.
Yes, that is right.
All
That is
right.
right.
The phone a friend wouldn't work, Brian. He ain't got no friends.
Sorry, you're calling me disconnected.
Like, they're not picking up. Yes, it's Benjamin. And I didn't have time to look into it, but I didn't know if it's like, maybe Uncle Ben was his
Yes.
namesake.
I didn't even put that together.
First thing I thought of.
So, yeah, that was, I was actually taking a quiz.
I swear I'm smarter than this.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking, well, Uncle Ben, maybe he was named after. So yeah, that was my guess. So.
Okay, 1-1, because Bob's cheating. Let's keep going.
Question number 3. What is commonly believed to be the Black Widow's previous occupation before becoming a Russian spy? A. A ballerina. B. A military pilot. C. A thief. D. An athlete.
What is it? What? You're the Deadpool kid, right? Yeah, little kid.
Well,
that
apparently
went
he's a fan of
Deadpool.
Black Widow too.
Wow, awesome!
Hey,
This is
I'm
working out
going to
pretty
give
well.
the kid the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say ballerina.
We're gonna go with ballerina. Yeah,
That is exactly
nice.
right.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, that is right. That's where she gets all her skills.
I am riding the coattails of your customers. I like it.
This is getting heat. Everybody out!
All right, question number 4. Who were the creators of Superman? A. Jerry is it Siegel or Siegel?
Siegel.
And Joe Shuster. B. Stanley Lieber and Martin Goodman. C. Dan Jurgens and Brett Breeding. D. None of the above.
A.
Yeah, it's A.
Yes.
Definitely A.
I figured that was an easy one. Anybody who knows much about Superman comic books knew that. Question number 5. Fantastic Four, the first of Marvel's efforts to depict superheroes living in the real world, came out in what year? A. 1951. B. 1961. C. 1971. Or D. 1981.
I'm gonna go with 51.
61.
61.
Oh, Bob falls behind.
I was taking a quiz and, trying to come up with some of these questions. And I remember my mom telling me that they used to play Fantastic Four, out in the neighborhood with her friends.
Cool, yeah.
And that came out when my mom was like 2 or 3. So I was like,
That is
it must
awesome.
be 61 around her time. So that's
I wouldn't
how
have had any reference like that. Okay.
I was like, man, I remember my mom. Like, this was popular when my mom was a kid. So that was how I knew.
I bet everybody want to be Human Torch.
Right.
I would have to go for Ben just because I probably look like
The
him.
thing.
If I could just paint myself orange and be like, that dude's a rock.
Yeah.
All right, number 6. Which superhero once admitted to peeing on himself? A. Superman. B. Batman. C. Captain America. Or D. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I would go with Spider-Man. Do you know? Do you know the answer? I don't know the answer, but I'm going Spider-Man. Because if Superman peed on himself, wouldn't there'd be some kind of weird reaction to that, right?
His suit would absorb it or something?
And Batman, maybe he peed on himself.
I think it's Batman.
You think it's Batman? Did he pee on himself when his parents got shot?
Well, no, I think it's Batman. It's probably Spider-Man, but I'm gonna say Batman.
I'm going with Spider-Man.
So you're going with Spider-Man, you're going with Batman.
It's not Captain America.
And he is right. It's Batman.
Jesus.
I took a screenshot. I don't know. It didn't say what book is in. All it had was a screenshot, and Batman says, and when I felt the size of the explosion and the sudden blast of searing heat, well, I had a bladder spasm. And I don't know who this is he's talking to, but he says, no, you're saying you wet your pants? Yeah, Batman peed himself.
Okay, we got to veer off. I got a pee story. Comic book related, which I never would get to talk about.
If she won't get peed on, she moved out the way.
The Punisher had a book come out.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this.
The Punisher had a book come out.
Crazy.
I can't. If you guys are paying attention and know the name of what I'm talking about, that'd be awesome. The Punisher came out with a graphic novel. On the cover, it was like an airplane or whatever, and he gets captured and he gets tortured.
No escape.
Is it No Escape?
Yep.
So the guy takes a bag and puts it over the Punisher's head and just starts filling it up with urine. And like you see him gargling and choking, and he starts swallowing
that's so gross.
And
oh my god!
So he gets out of it, right? And then he's puking all over the place and just punching this guy. I want to say other things, but there's children running around. He starts just beating people and throwing up all at the same time. That was the whole reason I bought that book, was to read that story. And it was really, really good.
I'm pretty sure it's No Escape, because it was like a prestige format book, probably about 50 something pages, 40 something. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's No Escape.
But it was good. Okay, sorry. I get excited about your stories.
No. It's amazing how many pee stories we have. Alright, question number 7. Who was the first hero to fly? A. Captain Marvel. B. Namor. C. Superman. D. None of the above.
C.
Namor.
Yeah? Those guys are saying, yeah, I'm going to stick with the...
would that have been your answer?
It wouldn't have been Superman, that's all I can say. Because that would have been too obvious.
No, yeah, he's right.
Namor. Alright, I get a point.
Yep, and I have a reference.
I think it was probably about 2 years after that.
I don't really know anything.
Yeah,
about
it says since Superman started flying only after the animated series in 1943, and apparently Captain Marvel started in the 5th issue of Wiz Comics in 1940. The first hero to fly was actually Namor, who was described in his first appearance in Motion Picture Funnies Weekly #1 in 1939 as an Ultraman who flies in the air.
So how does that happen? Because Superman Action Comics came out what year?
He never flew.
I get that.
Yeah.
28, 29-ish, something like that?
1939.
I guess it would have to be 39. After 33, right?
It was 1939.
So for 20 years, Superman walked the earth, picking up cars and throwing it around, and then one day just goes, oh, I could fly? So that's a new power, right?
Yeah, I believe
I read that it was after the animated series because they were tired of having to draw him leaping. Like, I guess it was easier for them to portray him flying.
I want to say it might have been this is when around about the time I think they started introducing some of the crazy different kind of kryptonites and stuff too.
Yeah. There's actually I read this, there's over 20 different kryptonites, including a pink kryptonite that gives Superman gay tendencies. Totally.
Really?
Yes, I learned
That's
something
a real thing? Have you heard about that before? Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. These lazy artists. So they just didn't want to draw him jumping anymore. We're just going to have him fly. It's easier that way.
I guess
that's the same reason they used to.
Now all I can do is picture Superman saying, you got a pretty mouth, boy.
you got a pretty mouth.
I know.
Wing feet?
Yeah, that's right. That's how he flew. He had wings on his feet.
Like the Greek guy, whatever his name is, that had the shoes.
Wing Footius.
Or no, Midas was the gold.
Midas was the gold. Yeah, he got too close to the sun and melted. The artist. Man.
Speaking of that, there was something in comics that happened this week too. All new X-Men number 40. They revealed that Bobby Drake is gay. Iceman. I know. Hope tells him, she's like,
he's as gay as ice. So Bobby Drake. If you go back through history, comic books really did pave the way to a lot of politically correct stuff or incorrect stuff or however you want to say it.
Oh,
the issues of Superman where Lois Lane becomes black for an issue, stuff like that.
My favorite, I love having this conversation with customers. My favorite comic covers of all time was back when when the KKK stuff was going so crazy in the U.S. They did a bunch of Jungle Adventure and Black Panther covers where he was straight fucking up the Klan. And it is so cool. There's some he's pounding them down. There's a couple they've got him tied down. There's one he's like knocking the Grandmaster dude off of the horse and stuff, you know. And these are like covers that you'll never, ever, ever see get published again because of society and everything. But it's like, there's so many things like that. And see, even back in the 40s, in the 50s, they were doing tons of bondage covers, like with females and everything. And those things are so insanely valuable that it is just unreal.
Wow.
Did you ever watch the Black Panther TV show? It came on BET. It was like animated.
Yes,
oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good.
That's the one that you
I've watched it like 4 times.
I saw most of them.
I'm anxious for his appearance in Avengers 2 coming up here, and I can't wait for the movie. I mean, he's been one of my favorite characters. Me personally, if they would start a new ongoing comic book with, I'd buy it. I'm pretty sure there's going to end up probably being one after all the Secret War stuff because he's getting ready to play. Bet. From what I understand in what's going to be Avengers 3, which is a 2-part movie, the first part of it's supposed to be kind of like the new Avengers, and I think that Black Panther is supposed to be leading them. And then in the second part of that third movie is when all your originals like come back to you know throw down with Thanos or whatnot. So, but yeah, the whole Bobby Drake thing was crazy, and Hope basically tells him because you know she's a psychic, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, you are." And that explains why and she says, "Why they talk about Kitty Pryde?" And she's like, "Why do you think she left the planet?" Because she figured out that they would never going to end up. And then that's ironic because in Black Vortex Omega, Peter Quill, Star-Lord, proposes to Kitty Pryde.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
So she was like, I've had enough with,
Yep, she leaves, goes into space.
Ice, I'm going to go.
It's like, we're obviously never going to be together.
Yeah.
And I mean,
but she moved on, so it's okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for a hot dog bun relationship, not a hot dog relationship.
Yeah. Okay, we got to get back to her
quiz.
game.
I've got like 3 more.
I'm sorry, man.
No, it's okay.
How many questions do we have left?
It doesn't matter. You're not going to win.
Just like 3. Okay.
I could still win with 3.
Number 8. Okay. What's the best-selling comic book of all time? Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, or X-Men?
Oh.
Of like all time.
X-Men.
X-Men? Like
I say X-Men because of the 90s when the X-Men #1 come out. There was 5 covers and 1 million copies of each cover and it sold out. That's why I say I think it's X-Men.
Yeah, but also when they did the Death of Superman, that thing sold out quick too. I don't know the numbers on it.
It was nowhere near that amount that they printed. I gotta say X-Men. I'm probably wrong. Maybe Batman,
What's
but
your answer?
I'm saying X-Men.
See, but like, do they count Action Comics as Superman?
I'm not sure.
But he's not doing anything now. X-Men's still selling like crazy right now. Superman's not really selling. I'm gonna go Batman. We're both wrong?
Yes, it's Superman.
Oh,
it's Superman.
Geez.
But X-Men was actually number 4 of all time. 4th highest selling. Okay. Like, these were the top 4, I believe. It was Superman was number 1. Crap. I think Batman was number 2, Spider-Man was number 3, and X-Men was number 4.
I feel like I should have a point
believe.
for that.
Yeah, I think
Bob gets a 0.5 for that.
But yeah,
it's got to be because of the duration and time frame.
That's what I was thinking, and that's why I was wondering, Action
because
Comics,
he's been around for
such a long time. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, so the score now is Chad 6, Bob 4.5.
Okay. Question number 9. When was the first issue number 1 of The Walking Dead released? Was it November 2004, June 2003, January 2004, or October 2003?
So, it's 2004. What were the 2004s again?
2004, was it November or January? Or June or October of 2003?
A lot of new stuff happens around, like, November and whatnot in the comic world.
It's November 2004.
That's what I'm going to go with, too. November 2004.
And no, it's October 2003.
3?
Yes.
They just celebrated the 100th episode in 2014.
Well, some months...
Or issue.
Well, some months they double up and this and that.
Oh. Okay,
Now,
so
technically, they did redo issue number 1 in, I think it was 2013 in color. But the very first was in October 2003.
Okay.
I think it was like October 8th.
so I got the month and the year wrong. No half points for that.
Yeah. All right, last question.
I lost.
We don't know yet.
How many bat caves does Batman have? Is it 1, 2, 8, or 13?
8.
Is it based off of Batman Incorporated or just Batman? Because if it's Batman Incorporated, that's Batman's all over the world. They would all have Batcaves.
Well, then I guess it's not going to talk about that because 13 was the highest it went.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 8.
Yeah, I guess we're just talking continental U.S.
Continental
I'm gonna go with 1.
1?
It's 8.
Oh!
Yeah.
We scared her. We scared the little child.
Oh.
Okay, final score.
So what was what's the final score?
Chad, 6. Bob, 5.5.
5 point.
Congratulations.
It was a close game.
Congratulations.
A
Thank
close game. That
I'm
was
not
Very
mad.
close.
That was good.
I got beat by a comic book store owner at a comic book quiz, right? That should happen.
Some of those were tricky questions, so you guys did good. And now we'll have one final question. This is not multiple choice. This is your essay question. I want to know both of your favorite superheroes and your favorite villains.
Favorite superheroes, Iron Man. Favorite villains, Deathstroke.
My favorite superhero, which is weird, because
With a name like Deathstroke, you know you be killing it.
my favorite superhero,
gosh.
which is always weird because I really don't read a whole lot of it, is Captain America. I've always just been a fan of everything that he stands for.
Captain
there you go.
America.
So, my favorite villain, Thanos. The Thanos Rising was incredible.
Yeah.
It was so good. If you read comic books, go read that. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Thanos' Quest was great too. The prequel to him to Infinity Gauntlet, where he's finding the gems and he decides he's gonna court death and destroy the
So
universe.
why your favorites? You gave your reasons of why your favorite. Why is Iron
Give
Man
my
your
reasons.
Okay.
Yes, you did. You said you
For-
like
I
Captain
mean-
America because everything he
I
stands
guess
for,
you're right,
and
yeah.
Well, this is crazy. When I was a
Here we
kid
go.
reading Iron Man, I started reading it around all the demon in the bottle stuff. I learned what alcoholism, what being sober, what rehab, what being rich, what like corporate takeovers, all this different kind of crazy things. I learned all of this stuff from reading Iron Man. I learned what it was. Like setting all jokes aside.
Yeah.
I had no idea what an alcoholic was. But when I read this book, I found out. You know, I had no idea what rehab was. I'd never even heard the word before a day in my life till I read that book.
Little Chad was sitting in his room going, I'm going to do all this stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm going to grow up and own a comic book store.
Yeah. I failed miserably at the billionaire part.
Miserably.
And Deathstroke, he's just badass. If you can take down Justice League, you badass.
that's a
and
good
plus,
enough
like I
reason.
said before, with a name like Deathstroke, you know you be killing it.
That's good enough reason, I guess.
My favorite Thanos moment was in the end, I believe. The end. He, I guess he just decides with the gauntlet he can make anything happen. And he goes, I'm done with it all. And you flip the page, and it's all white, and he's just floating. And he basically goes, this kind of sucks. This sucks. What are you going to do?
Sounds boring.
Yeah, a little boring. You want to keep going with your stuff? You got so angry earlier.
No, I do have some Dear Bobby questions for you.
Let's do Dear Bobby.
Yeah, let's do Dear Bobby. And then I'll break you off with what happened in Convergence this week.
Okay, so Dear Bobby is basically we take Dear Abby questions, and I give the real answer. Because Dear Abby, she's politically correct. Oh, it'll be okay.
There is nothing correct about anything at this table.
Go ahead.
All right. Dear Bobby, my daughter just got engaged and is beginning to plan her wedding. Her fiancé has been married before, but she hasn't. She wants a band at the reception. He wants a DJ, which he had at his first wedding. My husband is paying for the entire affair, and he and I support our daughter in this. I know this seems like a small thing, but her fiancé is really digging in his heels. Would it be wrong for her to pull the "this is my one and only wedding" card? This fight seems so ridiculous to us. What do you think?
That's really, really easy for me. The woman gets what she wants. It's the wedding. She has the parents paying for it, She has the vagina. She gets,
good reason.
she needs to get what she wants. You know, when we got married, everybody expects, you know what's happening wedding night, right? You're either going to be right or you're going to be happy. So she's getting whatever she wants on the wedding day, so I can get whatever I want on the wedding night. That's my thought.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know
What are your thoughts?
What this guy's
What are your
problem
thoughts,
is, but he
Chad?
needs to ease up.
What is your input?
Well, a
Who's
DJ,
right here?
his first marriage ruined with a DJ at it. He damn sure don't need a DJ at a second.
Maybe that's it. Maybe the DJ didn't work out so well for you the first time.
Hey, he must have played Tainted Love at the reception.
I'm just saying.
Maybe she hooked up with the DJ.
Yeah, I know, right?
He already had a DJ at his first wedding. You know, her parents are paying for it. Let her have the band. Jeez Louise.
Maybe this could be the only thing he's still holding on to for the wedding, though. He got to make no decisions or had any kind of input.
Well, you know,
this could be the last string that he's hanging on to for his manhood of this wedding.
That's very possible. That is very possible. Because I know most men don't care that much. I don't want to say don't care, but you know, it's the woman that plans the wedding. And men have various levels of input. I know a lot of the things, I'd ask you, what do you think about this?
It's great. How much does it cost? What's it cost? What's it cost? How much is it?
There was only like a couple things that you were like, I don't want our first song to be sung by a woman. It was a weird request from me. Like, okay, we can do that.
The only reason for that is because this is going to sound really bad. I'm not a huge fan of female vocalists. Nothing against women. I mean, it's nothing like that. It's just my ear. A lot of it's too high pitched for me. You can listen to my voice and how much I complain about her being loud. That's just me.
Well, I tend to agree. If they're paying for the wedding, you know, why not?
What other requests did I have?
I don't remember. I remember that one, but everything else, you were pretty much like, do whatever you want. Like, not that you didn't care, but you were like, yeah. Weddings usually mean a lot more to the girl than it does the guy.
He is laying the building blocks for another failed marriage.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Like,
to me.
dude, you need to learn how to compromise.
Yeah.
And make sure you...
All right. Dear Bobby, my wife and I are retired, so we both contribute to household chores. There's no rules as to who does what, but somehow everything gets done. The disagreement we're having relates to laundry. When I do it, the last steps are remove the clothes from the dryer, place them on top,
Jesus.
Then sort, fold, and put away. My wife claims that by taking the clothes out of the dryer and placing them on top creates wrinkles, and what I really need to do is take one item out of the dryer, fold it, and then repeat until the dryer is empty, sorting as I go. I maintain that this does not seem logical. There is no data to back her claim, and all it does is make extra work for me. I would appreciate your thoughts.
Did you pick this on purpose? What's his name?
Fluff and fold.
Okay, Fluff and fold. Let me give you my advice. Do some laundry and shrink her favorite shirt.
That is not nice.
When that happens, she never lets you do laundry again.
That is not nice. That is no excuse. No excuse at all.
Women are crazy. Like, if I'm gonna do the laundry, I'm not taking it out of the dryer one piece at a time.
No, I think you'd be surprised at my feelings on this. I think she needs to be thankful that he takes the clothes out of the dryer and folds them.
Yeah, 'cause he could be like, you dry them clothes.
Like, he's taking them out and folding them immediately. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness that she doesn't have to do it. It's not that big of a deal. If you folded some laundry, I would be like, oh my god, I would not care if it was wrinkled like there was no tomorrow. But if you fold some clothes, I'm going to appreciate it because I fold all the clothes.
She lies. If I go and fold the towels, she will go behind me and refold.
Well, your ass ought to learn how to fold towels, Bob.
Oh my gosh.
Am I wrong?
My girl has a specific way towels are folded too, but
there's a right way and a wrong way.
The way.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the way that she does it. It looks really good. And she does the weird thing with the vacuum. I come home and I can tell she vacuums because there's like triangles in the floor. I get the vacuum and there's just like squiggles all over the place because I apparently don't know how to vacuum.
I'm a straight line guy when it comes to vacuuming. It's like cutting the grass.
Right? It's not that hard. It's the same concept. But yeah, that's all. That concludes the question and answer portion.
What else do you got?
So just remember, guys, fold the clothes when you take them out dryer.
One piece at a time.
No wrinkles.
Convergence. What you got?
Okay. Big book this week. Convergence number 3. Convergence is basically the converging of all the different multiverses of DC. You've got aspects of the New 52, aspects of pre-New 52 DC, and from Flashpoint. They're killing off tons of characters.
Oh, that's sad.
In Convergence, the Thomas Wayne version, which is his father of Batman, Earth 2 Batman, he dies. Immediately after him dying, the Joker shoots Earth 2 Dick Grayson in the spine, cripples him. Immediately after the Joker shoots him, the Joker gets killed.
Oh, snap.
So you've got Earth 2 Batman, Earth 2, who dies. You have Earth 2 Dick Grayson, who is shot and is apparently paralyzed. He's, screaming, I can't feel my legs. And then immediately after that, I believe it's, the guy's name is Tolos. He steps in and...
I know what you're talking about.
And he snaps the Joker's neck.
Wow.
So that is like...
Everybody's dead.
Everybody's dead. Yeah.
Jeez. It's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Everybody
Hey,
dying.
I bet that was the explosion that made him pee his pants.
Right?
Yeah. Awesome.
Like, no wonder Batman's peeing himself.
And then my favorite book, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, Fighting Galactus. Who won the I'm Nuts About Your Booty award?
Katie didn't like that book.
You don't like that book?
I bought it for her. I thought, I came in here and I was like, maybe she'll read this. Cause she reads comic books, but like, only because I do.
Have you ever read Y the Last Man, Katie?
No, I haven't.
Everything on Earth with a Y chromosome except one man and one monkey die. Women take over the world.
Wow, talk about your girl power.
Yeah,
I really don't think we need to be giving her those kind of ideas.
Half of the women want to kill him. The other half want to procreate with him to bring the world back to life. And it is a roller coaster ride from the very beginning to the very end of it. You should read it and check it out. You want true girl power and true crazy with a woman? You read
does
Y the
sound
Last
crazy.
Man.
I have a section where I start to go through weird little stories that I hear, and I heard something pretty awesome. This is great. San Bernardino, is that how you say it?
Uh-huh.
Had a circus, right? And a bunch of protesters showed up. They were treating the animals cruel, whatever the protesters, Well, there ends up being this huge fight between the protesters and all the clowns. The clowns beat them. Like just
Oh my
whooped on
gosh.
these protesters that showed up.
Oh my goodness.
So like you see these shows
Carnies
where-
are tough, bro.
They're angry clowns.
those are angry clowns. I thought your friend would love that.
Killer clowns from outer space.
Wow. Did you ever watch that?
I did not.
Oh, great.
So
Great.
good. So
Clowns are
great.
freaky.
I'm scared. I bought it. It's in our DVD collection, but I'm scared to watch it because I'm like, what if I watch it and it's just really, really bad and it ruins all of my memories?
Oh, well, it is really bad and it will ruin. Oh, you want to talk about something funny and memories? Just a childhood story from the banks of the comic book guy here. I was probably about 5 or 6. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes had just come out.
Yep.
So me and my cousin had aggravated my mom to death about taking us to rent this movie so we could rent it and watch it. And she takes us to get it, and we both have just been showing our asses all day long. And we're back in the bedroom watching this, and we're fussing and we're fighting. And she's told us to be quiet numerous times. Well, she takes a handful of tomatoes and rolls them down the hallway and starts screaming bloody murder. And she's cracked the tomato open and put it all over her. So when we step out of the bedroom and we see tomatoes rolling down the hall and my mom on her knees screaming
Way to
bloody
go,
murder
Mom.
with tomatoes all around her, dude,
Oh
we
my
freaked out
gosh.
and we were good for the rest of the day.
Wow. I can't wait till my kids
That's
get older.
like definitely 10 points
Oh yeah,
on
dude.
the creativity
Oh yeah,
scale
she got
for your
us
mom.
so good, man. And I
That's
remember
great.
like till this day, me and my cousin stepping out there when she started screaming and like these 4 or 5 tomatoes are rolling down the hallway. She has tomatoes smeared on her face, all
Oh
on her
my
shirt, and
gosh.
she's laying on the floor screaming. Yeah.
I only hope that one day I can get my kids that good.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
I can only hope
Oh,
to.
I'm gonna do it.
I can only hope to aspire to that level.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dude. Hey, it has stuck in my brain till this day. And like, I can close my eyes and vividly see everything that happened right then.
Okay, so I did want to ask you about You got to have some crazy stories from this place.
Oh, dude, I have some absolutely crazy.
So I think we'll try to end with that. But I do have a topic that one of our listeners has really been wanting us to cover, and I think this is the appropriate venue for that. The Big Bang Theory. Fan or not a fan?
I am not a fan.
Here we go. Why is that?
I'm not a fan because it gives a general stereotype of the people that come in this store, which it is far, far, far from
I could
what
definitely
they
see
give
your
us.
argument there.
The interaction that they have in the store, you get in some stores you don't. And the fact that, the only thing that really bothers me more than anything is just the fact of the matter that it's kind of like Comic Book Men. It's a full misrepresentation of this. Because you really don't get that character coming into your store. You get what I'm saying? You don't have when you have a group of friends that come in here, there's no interaction like that between them. They're talking with us and this and that. But as far as what happens on the show with the store, it's cool that they're all geeks, so forth and so on. I dig it. I love how they show the old comics on there sometimes and everything. But
wait, which show are we talking about now? Comic Book Men or Big Bang Theory? Okay.
And it's cool, the premise of it, great idea, etc. But it's just, I don't like the little bit of the misrepresentation that leads. And the fact of the matter that every person that
Calm down. He's getting upset.
that walks in
this
here
was a good topic.
That's over 40 years old looks and asks me where's Shelton at.
Oh, gosh.
You know what I want to tell them? Right there. There's your Shelton. Right there.
Okay, so
A little too close to home for him.
I don't feel like you should have as much animosity towards it as you do.
But you have to understand where he's coming from.
I get where he's
definitely
coming from.
understand his argument.
I do have a sweatpants guy that comes in here, though.
He has a stereo and Captain Sweatpants.
let me throw this out there for you. How much money do you think I've spent in your store since I've been here? I've only been coming down here for about 6 months.
How's he supposed to know how much money you've spent in here? He's got a running tally?
Probably
You got a tab
around
going
about, I'd say around $350 to $400.
I don't know if it's quite that much, especially with my wife sitting right here. When I was younger, I read comic books a tiny, tiny bit.
Okay.
I played with a whole bunch of Star Wars toys.
Okay.
Why are you touching that tape?
Just because it's there?
But when I turned around 14 or so, I started playing music. When I started playing music, that became my life.
Okay.
Everything else went to the wayside, right? Well, we moved to Charlotte. We didn't have any.
Grew up and you didn't become
grew
a
up,
rock
got
star.
married. Yeah, the rock star dream floated
Had
away.
kids.
I didn't have kids at this point. So we started watching The Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And we have watched every season, every episode, multiple times. But the point is, we're watching it, and I get it. I know that that's not how all the customers are.
Yeah.
You got a guy right here that's a teacher. A normal guy's got a kid here. He's not like that. I get it. I get that. But I'm watching this show, and I turn to her one day, and I go,
I remember, I think I'm going to buy a comic
I think I'm going to go
book.
buy a comic book. I feel like I should go read a comic book. And I went and bought issue number 1 of the Batman 52. I read it, and I was like, I didn't go back and get number 2. Well, about 2 or 3 months later, I'm watching The Big Bang Theory again. I'm like, I really want to go read some comic books. And I started reading Dark Shadows, and it just spawned from there. So, because this show came out, I have spent $300 in your store. Not because of the show, but just because it was fun to watch for me, and it got me back into it.
Now, I am sure that it has pushed people through my doors.
I know that it has.
I'm not going to deny that, but it's just, I don't know, man. I guess I'm kind of like this too. It was cool the first season or two, and then it was old to me. You know, like, but see, here's my thing too. You gotta remember, I don't watch any of the superhero shows.
Really?
Not a single one. I barely watch Walking Dead. I don't have time.
I get that.
I totally understand.
we
I have
understand
7
we have
month-old twins.
DVR.
I don't have time to
Yeah.
eat.
You know, we got DVR and all that stuff, but when I can't find time to sit down and catch up on this stuff.
Daredevil was great.
Don't talk about Daredevil. I haven't got to see it yet.
It was great. You're not going to watch it, right? And we just said you're not going to watch superhero shows. I'm going to tell you everything that happens. Okay, so
You better stop.
But
No,
now, you
it was
see-
really good.
But see,
It was
something
really
like
good.
Daredevil, I know that I can take my day off on Sunday, and if I want to watch it, I can catch up on. I don't like Gotham. I've tried it. I don't like Arrow. I don't care for Flash too much.
I liked Arrow.
I don't like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I didn't like the Peggy Carter. I mean,
You like the Peggy Carter thing.
I watched the first episode and it was okay. I never watched.
And when I tell
any
people
after
this,
that.
they look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Just like when I look at people and
How do you own a comic book store? It's not a comic book. It's a television show. It's a movie.
Even when I look at people and tell them I don't play any kind of games, I don't like video games, I don't like board games, I'm not a gamer. Hey, the genre is awesome, but I'm not a gamer.
I messed up one day. I met some guys, and you could look at them and tell that they were, gamers. They read comic books. I mean, sometimes you get that look.
Sometimes you can just go,
Yeah.
and you can tell they're
I can
gamers.
smell it on them. So they were like, yeah, we do board games and stuff like that. And I got excited because I love board games.
Yeah.
And when I told them that, they got excited. And then I found out the kind of board games I like is not the same kind of board games they like. I like Monopoly. Like, they were talking about this, like...
You was playing Settlers of Catan
yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, they ain't nothing like that. Yeah.
So, I like Monopoly, Life, Snakes and Ladders, Chutes and Planes. What are the... I don't even know. That's...
Shoots and Ladders.
Chutes and Ladders.
What in the world? Where you get snakes and planes?
Hey, I got another funny story for you if you want to hear it. It just popped in my head.
Absolutely.
Do you remember those hot rod car conventions that used to go around to all the Coliseums and everything?
Yeah.
In Charlotte, and if it was, they would set it was for Hot Rod magazine and everything.
Okay.
One in Charlotte. Lou Ferrigno was there, but he was there as the Hulk. He was
Like
green,
dressed up.
green.
Oh my gosh.
The purple tattered shorts.
Could you imagine having green paint on you for 17 hours a day for like how many years was that show on?
What, 3 seasons? I think
That was his job, to be green for like ever. Okay, go ahead.
And so we've been standing in line, getting ready to go up on the stage where he was at. I'm the next person to go up on the stage. Now, I was a little portly when I was little, okay? Had a little weight on me there. I'm standing
So
there.
how old were you
Like,
when this happened?
maybe 7.
Okay, so you were pretty young.
Yeah, I was young.
Like a little Pugsley.
Yeah, so I'm standing there. It's me, my mom, and my dad. We standing in line. I'm waiting. I'm fixing to go meet the Hulk. I can't wait. Well, he decides it's time to, and he turns and faces me when he does it. Dude, I take off like a streak of lightning,
Did you pee yourself too?
and I run and I hide up under a car.
Oh my god.
And they had to come find me. And I'm hiding. And I'm petrified, dude. You know what I mean? And
That would scare me as
after
an
it was
adult.
all said and done and they found me, they took me up there and I got to, and they were like, he's like, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry,
That's so awesome.
Our nephew, I'm doing my best to get him into comic books, and he's taken to it really,
He
really
loves,
well.
oh my
Loves
gosh.
it.
He loves Captain America.
Captain America.
No, it's Captain America.
Captain America. So he's decided Hulk is going to be his character. Loves the
he
Hulk.
loves
So one year for Christmas, I bought him this really nice Hulk action figure.
Nice.
And it's the one where you squeeze the legs.
Yeah, and his arms
and
go
his
up
arms
and down like
flare
this.
around. So we pulled it out of the bag, and he's like, "Wow, that's great!" And I started squeezing his legs, and that, the Hulk started screaming and moving around, and he didn't want anything to do with it. He fell over.
He about took out a coffee table and a recliner, trying to
He's
get
like,
away.
that toy's not supposed to be moving that way.
And everybody's laughing, and so he realizes, it's okay. There's nothing to be scared of. And he's terrified. And he looks around, we're all laughing. He's like, ha ha ha. He starts laughing like, okay.
Do y'all remember the bopping bags?
You just can't stop touching
It's-
it. Jesus, woman.
That's it. I kicked it. It's like right here under my foot.
Say,
Sorry.
do you remember bopping bags? It was
Bopping
the
bags.
things that had the sand in the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
For my
They used to have like Rambo and all kinds of stuff
well,
like
there
that.
was an Incredible Hulk one, and my uncle had bought it for me. And once again, I'm back in my room playing, and they blow this thing up, and they call me and said, "Chad, he's here with a birthday present for you." And I bust out my room and I go run down the hallway, and there's like this 6 foot tall inflatable Hulk thing standing in front of me. I hit the brakes, fall to the floor, and run back into my room.
That's great.
So the Hulk has actually scared me twice in my life.
Oh my gosh.
No, you want to see creepy? You should see some of the people I photobomb at comic conventions.
Is that what you do for fun?
Anybody in here?
Here it goes.
I f them pictures up, yo. Like, I give them the straight up creep to veal, like,
Oh my god!
There was some.
You know, that had to be way more fun back in the day when things weren't digital. Like you take the pictures and you go and get them developed, and they're like, every one of my pictures, there's this creepy guy with a ponytail just standing in the background.
And I nail people. Like, if you're near my booth and you're standing there taking pictures, I'm getting you. If it's a group of you and I'm walking by,
That's like its main goal.
Is that why you take employees just so you can walk around and like photo bomb people?
I think so sometimes. We were just at MegaCon.
What's that?
He's pretty expert at it.
Yeah.
You see the beginning flash, when
It's like he can smell it. They're about to take a picture.
And there was this they looked phenomenal. It was all the Sailor Moon scouts, tuxedo mask, and really professionally done outfits.
300-pound Sailor Moon.
Yeah, dude, there's people just taking pictures, and I'm in the one hole that's there, and I'm like,
oh my gosh.
There's one, I'm like,
for our people out in audio land, he is licking his lips very seductively.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty good. And cause I knew the one guy, every time he took a picture, he just looked at me, and I just do something else, and something else, and something else.
Like, you would get mad eventually, be like, why is this creepy guy following us around the comic convention?
Yeah.
Never coming to MegaCon again.
I get so many people, and it's just great because you can just be walking by, and there's so many pictures getting took. You can just.
So how was MegaCon? Well, there was a 300-pound Sailor Moon and this creepy guy that kept photobombing us and licking his lips. Okay, we got to talk about
There's
something
people
real
today
fast.
flipping through picture going, who is this?
There's that son of a right there.
He's the one I was telling you about.
He's got our asses 3 years in a row.
Wouldn't that be great if, like, somebody's flipping through their stuff in, like, 3 years and, like, your face is behind every single one of them? That's awesome.
I would love that.
All right, I'm going to talk about something real fast before we get to the end of the show. That way people have to search for it. We talked before about anybody that listens to this episode.
Yes.
Between now and Free Comic Book Day.
Yes.
Which is going to be a very, very short span of time because it'll probably take me a day or two to get this up.
It's literally a week.
So that means you guys better listen as soon as it gets up.
We're going to give customers a discount.
Yes.
But only the customers that listen to this episode.
To this episode.
And if any ignorant person posts on Facebook what you have to do, it's over. It's done.
It's done. I agree.
No more discount for you.
You have to say a secret word.
No for you.
And you told me what the secret word was going to be.
What is the secret word? I don't know the secret word.
You can't remember. You said it 18 times earlier before we started.
Oh, I know what it's going to be. Fuzzy nipples.
Okay, so I'm going to add to that. This is what we're going to do. If you want the discount, you say fuzzy nipples, but you're not allowed to say anything else about the podcast. If you say anything about it, your discount's gone.
Agreed.
So, in my mind, I hope what happens is you have a line full of people, and one person just goes, fuzzy nipples, and then you're not allowed to talk about the discount. They just get it. That way everybody in line that didn't listen to the podcast is going, well, that was strange. So, there's your rules.
What would be great is if we had 100 different people saying fuzzy nipples.
That would be awesome. Okay, so what's the discount going to be?
We're going to do 10%.
10%.
10%.
Now, what about your people that already get a discount? Because that'll get kind of. We don't want you to lose money.
I will hook my people who already get a discount. I'll add. I will give them their stuff tax free.
Tax free.
So if you're already a subscriber here, and you listen to this podcast, and you read the words "fuzzy nipples" to me,
fuzzy nipples,
fuzzy nipples,
fuzzy nipples,
fuzzy nipples.
The creepier, the better.
Yes, the creepier, the better.
Okay, so what are we doing?
If you're not a subscriber and you come in and you say fuzzy nipples, you get 10% off.
10% off.
If you are a subscriber and you come in and say fuzzy nipples, you get your subscription stuff tax free.
You know what's awesome? I came here earlier and didn't buy my books, so I'm about to yell fuzzy nipples and get tax free.
I think I do need to tell you guys where the store is if you do want to come see Free Comic.
Oh yeah,
Free Comic Book Day. That would be a little bit helpful.
Let's do that.
We're in the center of North Myrtle Beach at 710 Highway 17 South, North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina 29582. Big Lots is the anchor store in our shopping center. We're on Highway 17. There is a Denny's, a KFC, a Waffle House, and a Rite Aid in our lower parking lot. You cannot miss it. There'll be signs at the road for Free Comic Book Day. There might even be a superhero out there trying to direct you here.
Fuzzy nipples.
Fuzzy nipples.
superheroes out of the road.
I think that's a great idea because I missed the first
Fuzzy nippled superheroes at the road.
If there are fuzzy nippled superheroes at the road, I will be so excited.
I might be excited over fuzzy nippled superheroes too. Like Grizzlor or somebody wouldn't have no problem. My nipples are very furry.
Okay, last thing. Stories. You've got to have some good stories about being in a comic book store. So let's let them roll. Why are you looking back there? You don't need to look at them.
Okay.
You tell me the story.
Maybe they have all the good stories.
You guys need to come over. Are you part of this story?
No, we're not part of it. I mean, you just opened Pandora's box, buddy.
Here we go.
Okay, one of the craziest stories ever. I'm not in the store when the words first get spoken, but my manager and the other guys who were working here, they all, as soon as I walked in, were like, dude. So there's this chick in here, and none of us have ever seen her. We don't know who this girl is or know nothing. And I'm getting ready to walk into the store, and she is walking out of the store with a bag with a book in it and a dude. My manager looks at me and he says,
She had a dude in the bag.
Well, a book in the bag, but
Book in the bag, dude on the arm.
dude
Got
on the
it.
arm. And my manager, he says, she picks up this Hello Kitty book and straight up says, if somebody buys me this book, I'll give them a blowjob. And he said all of them's mouths kind of dropped. And they really tried not to look at her or say nothing because, you just got a girl that just picked this book up and just stand there and look at her and might be like, if somebody bought me this, I'd give them a blowjob. Literally, they said about 5 minutes later, old homeboy comes in and they get to talking and he buys her this book and they walk out to the car.
Nice.
And it's like,
gosh.
I'm standing in here.
You were like 10 minutes late. You owned the book. You could have just gave it to her.
But we standing in here and I look at my buddy and I'm like, dude, I think she's really giving him a blowjob out there in the parking lot. And like, she was
For a Hello Kitty book?
She was going to town on that shit. Cause I said, dude, I'm gonna walk out here and see if this is what's really going on in my parking lot. And like, sorry. Homeboy laid back in the driver's seat and Hello Kitty book under her arm, holding on to the car door.
So she's got the Hello Kitty book in her arm, just going to town.
Going to town on a homeboy.
Hello Kitty.
I was like, whoa. I have never ever. And, and I looked at all of my guys when I walked back in and I looked at them, I said, I bet y'all motherfuckers hate you didn't buy that book for her now, don't you?
Wow.
Another one too. This is when I was at my
Kitty book.
This is when I was at my old location.
I've
Talk about setting some low standards.
I heard the story before. It was like a $50 book.
Yeah, it was like $49.99.
So it wasn't like, hey, buy me this $3.99 comic book, and I'll go over there and put my lips around you, Johnson.
Yeah.
So,
God, one of the other ones now. This is some straight up traumatic shit right here. This is when I was at my old location over on Highway 9, right before we got ready to move into this one. There was this lady that comes in. Bro, she has
he's getting excited. He's moving all over
Amazing Spider-Man
the place.
number 1, like 1 through 16 or 17, okay?
The one that came out in 2014. How long ago was this?
This was back when I opened in like 2006. It was after I had been open for probably about a year, so I'd say 2007. She comes strolling in with these books. It's her husband, 2 teenage kids, okay? It's probably about 7 o'clock at night. They had called and she's like, I got these books. Can I bring them in? And I'm like, sure. I'm thinking, oh my God, there's a gold mine fixing to walk into my store here. Mm-hmm. So the number 1's missing 2 pages. Like the number 2, the cover's barely. The only good book out the whole box was the 14, which was the first Green Goblin. It was probably a very fine. And then there was 1 or 2 others that were still completed. Okay. This woman had looked all of these books up on the internet and stuff. So in her mind,
I'm fixing to be a thousandaire.
In her mind, she had well over $100,000 worth of books. Okay. Yeah. Now
we'll give you $20 for that box.
Now listen, this woman coming into my store with these books, once upon finding what the value of the good copies were, she has done told her kids that they are now going to be able to pay for them to go to college.
Oh.
Okay? So, this woman is standing in my store. Her 2 kids are sitting on the couch in the front. The husband's kind of walking around. And I look at her and I'm like, well, ma'am, I'll give you $400 or $500 for this book and these 3 books. And y'all, this bitch went off like a fucking bomb. She just went, what are you talking about? This is almost $100,000 worth of book, blah, blah, blah. I said, ma'am, you don't understand. The condition of these books is what makes them worth money. These books are in very bad condition. And she looks at her kids and she says, y'all know what this means, don't you? You ain't gonna be able to go to college, blah, blah. So the kids start bawling on my fucking couch, dude. And this woman is going off. Like, she starts cussing me and everything.
Oh my God.
I look at her husband and I said, brother, you need to get her out of here. And she's like, you just a crunk, blah, blah. I said, ma'am, your stuff ain't worth shit. It's in bad shape. It's missing pages. Covers are coming off of it.
It's not like, it's bent a little.
So now
it's
when
like
I'm talking
missing pages.
When I'm talking kids crying, there's like a 17-year-old girl and an 18-year-old boy on my couch, and they are bawling their eyes out because this was their last chance they had to get college paid for. Okay?
Oh my God.
And so I get them out the store, and her husband walks back in and he looks at me and he says, I told that bitch all that shit wasn't worth nothing. He said, I am so sorry that you just had to experience this. I said, bro, I'm sorry. You got to go home with it.
See, you think I'm crazy.
Oh, what was one of the other
Well, it's just a different kind of crazy. That's a different kind of crazy. You're still crazy.
Oh, God, dude. There's so many crazy things that's happening. Dude, I had a fight break out in my store one time. Like, I ain't talking like a pushing fight. I'm talking like month about got killed kind of fight.
What were they fighting over?
Well, let's guess. Let's play it.
Okay, we're going to play a game right now.
So we're in a comic book store and 2 people.
2 people. Now, mind you, listen. It's
not employees.
Comic store. No, not employees. Okay. Customers. And now you got to think about all the different genres of stuff in here that I sell. It's not. It's over. Go ahead. It's over one of the specific genres of things. So I'll give you a minute or 2 to think about.
You're crazy. The Hulk, he could beat Superman every time.
Oh, nothing to do. No, okay. Nothing like that.
So, nothing like that. No. What do you got? Guess.
I'll give y'all a hint. It does involve gaming.
Oh, Jesus. What is that? What is the game? I'm not a gamer. Is it, I see these tournaments all the time. Magic.
Okay.
Is it Magic?
Yes, it was. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so.
I know people get, pretty serious about
So here's the story,
okay? Like David Copperfield?
Yeah.
Magic?
I know what I am not retarded. That is, oh my God.
So, now granted, one of the guys is involved, and this is the only way I can tell the story, okay? He's a black guy I'm friends with.
Oh, here it goes. We're gonna have to edit out all the racist comments.
Oh, no. There's nothing racist. I love this guy like he's my brother. He plays with my kids and everything. He is one of the most stand-up guys I have ever met in my entire life, but he's a motherfucking giant, okay? He's like 6'2", 6'3", 260 something pounds. He is a man, but he's a gentle giant, okay? Mm-hmm. He wouldn't hurt a flea on a dog's back if he didn't have to. So there's a guy that come there, and I had already done got on him once or twice about being a douchebag with the kids and this and that and everything. And I told him, I said, bro, you got one more time for me to come to you about this stuff. And I said, you're not going to be playing here anymore. I said, because you can't be just cussing and talking to kids like you want to and saying out the way things to these other guys. I said, it don't work that way around
here.
Yeah.
Be civil in here.
And, so they sat down to play and they get ready and he starts running his mouth to my friend,
the gentle giant
right out of the gate. Mm-hmm. Gentle giant grabs the stuff up and he comes over to me and he says, I'm not going to play him. He said, because we had a league going on. He said, you just give him the wins. He said, I don't want to deal with this guy. And, because he had told him when they sat down, he said, you're not going to be sitting here talking to me like you talk to all these other people. He said, this is just a game. He said, we grown-ass men. Let's play this game, have fun, and go on.
We're grown men. Now let's play this game.
Yeah, I know, right? And, so.
We're all magicians here.
Gentle Giant gets up. And he comes around, cause personal friend of mine, he walks back behind the register and he says, dude, I'm gonna get my stuff and I'm gonna go. He's like, cause this guy's going to end up causing a problem. I said, okay, dude, no problem. Well, dude gets up. Now, grant you, listen to me. This guy that stops him is about 5'3", about 50 pounds, a straight up redneck Magic player.
Wait, so he's 5'3", closing in on 300 pounds. So he's like a life-size Cartman.
Yeah, pretty much, alright? And he
wants to go against a polar bear.
Yeah, he gets up and looks at Gentle Giant and says, "You're not gonna go anywhere." And Gentle Giant goes to walk away, and old homeboy lays his hands on him. Gentle Giant looks at me, and he looks at him, and he said, "If you touch me again, we're gonna have a problem."
Rightfully so.
Old Redneck started dropping the N-bomb. Okay? So Gentle Giant...
There's no turning back from that.
No. Gentle Giant looks at me, and I just nod my head. I said...
Do what you gotta do,
I said, fuck him up. That was the words come out of my mouth. I said, fuck him up. Y'all, he hit this son of a bitch 2 times in a row so hard, he spun him around like a top. Okay? This guy was swinging all over the place. It's in the middle of my store, okay? And he's spinning around.
There's much valuable stuff around.
Then he goes to start running. Gentle Giant grabs him by his hoodie.
Worthless? Worth it. Okay.
So
worth it.
He goes to, once he gets like the rotation done and he goes to try to get away, Gentle Giant grabs him by his hoodie and yanks him back like 3 times and pops him in the back of the head. The 3rd time he hit him in the back of the head so hard he spun him around again. Y'all, this motherfucker picked him up over his head like Ultimate Warrior, pressed over his head and slammed this little fat fucker on my floor. I jumped over my glass cases and I was like, "You gonna fucking kill him, dude! You gonna fucking kill him!" And so I got jumped in between them and I got them separated, you know, and old dude was like, he was acting all mad. He went out to his vehicle and he come back and he walked out to his car and he come back in. I looked at him. I said, "Dude, you got to understand that this boy is going to kill you if you don't get the fuck away from him.
You gotta go."
I said, "You gotta go."
We're about to have some chalk outlines on my floor.
And,
get your Raggedy Spider-Man books, get your magic cards, and get out of here.
So
take your 300-pound Sailor Moon girl with you.
So he leaves, okay, and like I'm getting Gentle Giant calmed down and everything, and he leaves and comes back. And
like you haven't had
Cartman.
enough. Oh
yeah,
my
Cartman
God.
leaves and he comes back, and he acts like he's grabbing something out the back of his car.
Oh, here we go.
And dude, I opened up the front door and I looked at him and I said, "You have an open invitation to come back in this building." I said, "But you may not walk back out of it." And he stood there for a second and he looked, and whatever he was doing, he stopped and he got in his car and he left. Gentle Giant looked at me and he looked at me and he said, "Y'all white people sure do get me sometimes." But yeah, dude, it was insane. There was kids in the store calling. They were playing Magic. You know, everything going on. There was like 7, 8 people in there. And it was the talking of town among all the comic and gaming community and everything. It was crazy, dude. But I will never forget it.
Seriously.
When he picked that son up, y'all, he was just fixing to body slam him. But he had so much adrenaline going, he grabbed him by the back of his pants and by his hoodie, and he yanked that son gun up like this off of his shoulder and straight dumped him down to the floor.
Okay, so you hold these Magic tournaments.
We just stopped, but yes, we've held them, yeah.
I would assume
Things get a little rowdy around there.
I would assume there's some kind of money to be made for you in some fashion or another, right?
Yes.
So let's just say, hypothetically, you don't stop the Gentle Giant, right?
Okay, yeah.
And he kills this guy.
Yeah.
Your Magic tournament turnout has to go through the roof.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, people are like, we want to go play there. Like, people die.
Yeah, people
like,
die.
This crazy.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna tell you what.
So you've gotten out of it, right? The Magic's just a little too rough.
Well, you know, that's the only time I've ever had that happen with Magic. But hey, with Hero Clicks,
I said, "Who to thunk it?"
Yeah,
okay.
with Hero Clicks, it's a miniatures game. Okay, And I've run that game as well too.
I like HeroClix.
There was this was at my old location. There was like this 13, 14-year-old kid there, dude. He just understood this game. Okay. He understood the mechanics of it to a T. You know, and when it come to strategy, this kid, dude, he blowed everybody else away, alright? Everybody hated to admit it, but he was great. He was beating everybody's ass. There was this older guy that had started coming and playing. And, he thought he was like God's gift to the game, and he sucked at it. Just straight up. That's all there was to it. Like, I'm talking donkey, yo. That's how bad this guy was. And so he's sitting there playing this kid. Y'all know the little card tables?
Yeah.
Okay. So they sitting there and they play, mind you, 13, 14-year-old kid, 45-year-old man. 45, 13, 14. Okay?
I'm a grown man. Now let's play this game.
So, yeah. This kid is taking this motherfucker to school, yo. He is like straight up schooling him like it is a contest and he's failing everything. This dude flips this table on this kid. Like, flips the table over on him. HeroClix get go flying everywhere. Now the kid's dad's in there too. And, the dad goes to get up and his son does like that. And he looks at, and the guy's running his mouth and this and that, and he looks at him. Kid sets the table back up, and he leans on the table like this. He said, must feel bad, somebody young as me, being so much smarter than somebody old as you. He said, it must hurt someone being my age, being more grown than someone being your age. He said, he looked at him, he said, as a matter of fact, he said, I think they call people like you
Talk about a burn.
And dude, this guy went to say something, and I looked at him. I said, "Bro, you just got schooled." I said, "I wouldn't say nothing else."
13-year-old.
What are you going to say?
He went to start.
What is left to say?
He went to start picking his shit up, and I said, "Nah, dude, your HeroClix and stay on the floor." I said, "Your bin of stuff can stay right here till everybody's gone from here today." I said, "Then you can come back. Then you can come back in and pick the stuff up." And that kid's dad was so proud of him. You know, he looked at him. He said, I never dreamed that you would have said something like that to him, son. And he looked at him, he said, I've heard you call enough of your friends P-Silly. He said, I figured I could get away with calling somebody a P-Silly and I'd be okay.
Oh, gosh. Oh, wow.
Dude. I've had mother come to my store with a dog before. Like, I don't let dogs in my building. I love dogs, don't get me wrong, but like.
They have no reason to come to your store.
You know, and like, it wasn't no service dog or nothing, so I was gonna
if it is a service dog, how many blind people are reading comic books?
Absolutely right. So, this was here, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, you can bring your dog in. I don't care. It was a cute little old dog, you know what I mean? Well, this dog was apparently one of them dogs, once it understood where it was at, it thought that it belonged to this dog. This little motherfucker started running around pissing shit all over God. Like he'd run a couple of squares, he'd drop a turd. He'd run a couple of squares, drop a turd. They was piss piles and turds all over my fucking floor.
Oh.
I didn't realize this was happening, okay? And I smelled something, okay? And I looked. And there's a turd right there. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, it's kind of like that episode of It's Sunny in Philadelphia. Who pooped that? You know, who pooped the turd there? And dude, I'm like, I step out from around there and there's like 8 puddles of pee. Like 7, 8 little turds. And I looked at that dude and I was like, hey bro. I said, your dog is fucking my store up. And he looked at me and he said, oh yeah, I know he does that when we go places sometimes. This is my exact words.
You need to leave your dog out.
Going places with your dog.
Words. I looked at him, I said, motherfucker, get out of here right now. I said, leave my premises immediately. So yeah, dude, I'm going around with my paper towel, picking up a turd, wiping up a pee spot, picking up a turd, wiping up a pee spot.
Wow.
The luxurious life of the comic book shop owner.
Wow.
And stinky people too. And then the creepiest guy on earth. The creepiest guy on earth. Ooh, there is nothing like the creepiest guy on earth, dude. So, it's when the new 52 launches. Y'all know what story is fixing to come from this.
You want to say I know.
Yeah, you know. So the new 52 launches. Now, this dude's about 6'4", 6'5", and he is probably 300 pounds.
Is this your Batman guy?
No.
Okay.
This guy he's greasy, just heinous, show. This mother heinous. That's all I can say. All right. So anyhow, now before I get on with this story, just so you people understand, I do like my customers, but when you fucked up, and ain't nothing we can do about that. All right. So
It's going to make my edit process so hard.
so
We're like 2 hours in.
he's come
Get it
in.
back to 57 minutes.
He's come in a couple of times and like you just don't even want to talk to him. He literally gives you the
And he
creep.
smells bad.
Yeah.
We said he was stinky, right?
Well, he is. We see stinky people all the time, but his creep factor overwhelms the stench factor any day of the week. Okay.
Wow.
So anyway, this is when they had just the new Supergirl, new #1 Supergirl from New 52 had come out, and they had her in a little bit more revealing costume. And me and a buddy of mine was standing in here, okay? So, like, there used to be some tables right back there, and we're standing there, and he gets this Supergirl book, and he's looking at it. And as he's looking at it, he walks over there to where me and my buddy standing there talking, and we're probably, me and my friends about, 10 foot apart from each other, and this homeboy's at the other end of the table down, would be down there. And, he says, this Supergirl outfit is very revealing. He says, you can almost see her bush. And he's walking.
Oh my gosh!
This mucker's walking closer to us as he's saying bush. So me and my buddy, dude, we both start nudging towards each other. And once we touch each other, we start nudging back the other way. Okay? So this creeped us out.
You sure do got a pretty mouth.
Yeah, I know, right? Give me your cornbread. So, like, about a week or two later,
Squeal like a piggy.
one of the people I do radio, one of the stations I do radio advertising with, one of the girls that work for them, she is this ungodly hot little Korean chick, okay? She is just freaking beautiful. And, she was in here that day. We was finishing up some radio advertising and stuff, and, I am not exaggerating this in any way, shape, nor form, okay? None. So when she's standing right there, and I'm on the other side of the counter, and as soon as he walks through the door, and there's like 3 people to verify this story on Free Comic Book Day if you want to talk to him about it. As soon as he walks in the door, he just starts going, as he looks at her, and as he walks by, and he's standing over there, and he keeps looking at her, and he's like,
Oh my gosh!
Jesus.
and we go sit down and look at her and say, come on, we'll sit down at the table here, and we sat down there at the table, and you
Hit this guy in the knee with a bat.
and you keep hearing, and you hear him, he'll like look around, he'll be like, and I looked at her, and I leaned into her, and I said, do you want to walk outside and finish all of this stuff? She said, please. And dude,
I'm sure she was creeped
she was mortified.
the
yo.
heck
Oh, she
out.
was, and so like we go out there and and we finish up a little bit of paperwork and everything, and she leaves, and I come back in the store, and dude, we come back in, and one of my guys looks at me and he says, dude, he said, this motherfucker from where y'all got up and left from that table, he said he immediately went and sat down almost exactly where y'all were sitting at, and said when he sat down at that table with that book, said he just went and just started smelling as hard as he could. Straight up, bro. And like, so now, literally,
Like that's the kind of people that like you hear about them on TV, and they try to wear somebody.
yeah. And so like,
I'm gonna wear this person's skin.
so so he buys his 1 or 2 books and
rubs
he
the
leaves.
lotion on its skin.
And so like, it's like a week or 2 later, maybe 3 weeks later. It's, we open at 11 on Mondays and Tuesdays. It's Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays.
North Myrtle Beach, Apocalypse Comics.
And it's like probably 10:58, and it's a Monday, and me and my manager is in here, and we doing stuff, and we hadn't unlocked the door yet. And I'm on my way to walk up there to unlock the door, and I just freeze. Probably around right there, and I was like, oh no. I said, Larry, that's my manager. I'm like, Larry.
He's here.
I said, he's here. And we looked at each other.
Pressed up against the glass, licking it.
No, dude, we said, he's here. And before he could realize and look, I dodged out the way, and I looked at Larry, and I said, act like ain't nobody in here. So
we're opening up at 12 today or Tuesday.
So like, now all the lights are on and all the signs are on. Okay. Cause we was getting ready to open. I just hadn't unlocked the door yet. And I looked at each other, and this me and this mother both, we creaked back through the store back to the back, and we could hear him. Gloom, gloom, gloom. Gloom, 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 gloom.
Comic books.
Are y'all in there? Knocking, shaking the door. And I looked at Larry, and I was like, there ain't no fucking way I'm walking out there and opening that door. He ain't never came back since. So I lost the creepiest dude on earth as one of my customers. But dude, I'm gonna tell you what, the whole
Oh my gosh.
that got me hard, yo, because when me and my buddy bumped up against each other, we looked at each other and I said, motherfucker, don't you leave my side. And
don't leave me in here with him.
And we nudged our way away from him, and he come closer, so we nudged around to the other side of the table. If he took a step or two, we nudged back somewhere else, you know. And he looked at me, he's like, well, I'm getting ready to go. I said, you are not fucking leaving me in here with this son of a bitch. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He's like, well, dude, I gotta get back to work. I said, well, you call him and tell him your fucking car's broke down. I said, you are not leaving me in here with this dude. I was like, why do he want to rape me or something? I said, that's a big old motherfucker.
Oh my gosh, I can't breathe.
Awesome. But yeah, dude, we see some winners.
Well, Chad, thank you so much for having us today.
It was a pleasure,
It's
man.
been great.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank
Miss
you
Candy,
so much.
thank you so much. You're quite welcome. And everybody, don't forget, Free Comic Book Day is the first Saturday in May 2nd. And if you come in and tell me fuzzy nipples, you'll get a surprise.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You gonna fucking kill him, dude! You gonna fucking kill him!